So, in an interview with German newspaper Die Zeit, the automaker's chairman of the supervisory board proposed an interesting idea. Nicholas Peter said it's technically possible to monitor how PHEV owners use their cars. So basically, plug-in hybrid vehicles use their cars and how frequently they charge the battery. If they never plug in, a technical measure could persuade them to use the charging port, reduced engine power. So it goes on to say, this is a behavioural problem that discredits a climate-friendly technology that could actually be a good way to introduce people to e-mobility, especially where the infrastructure is still too sparse. One measure would be for car manufacturers to think about this, to be able to document and even penalise usage patterns. If a driver never charges their battery, the engine power could be reduced. Technically, this is feasible. Feasible translates as it's already built in. Now, I did a vid recently. I don't think I was being outrageous. I called it, they're turning vehicles into a black swan event. I'll leave you a link to it. I don't think I'm outrageous in here. I mean, you look at, historically, over the last few decades, various scenarios they talk in relation to war. One would be EMPs and the very use of things like nuclear weapons, for argument's sake. What they found very quickly in its usage was that all electrics got fried. Absolutely all of them, within a given distance. And although the occultists run everything, they don't want their own technology. I mean, remember, we are being destroyed from within. So they don't want their own technology being fried along with everything else, even although, blah, blah, blah. But if you've got little built-in codes, just kill switches for vehicles, etc., it's no problem at all. It is but a matter of a code, And as I said in that vid, imagine if hundreds of thousands of vehicles all of a sudden just stop working on the road. It's way beyond the realms of any, rescue service like the REC or whoever else, They would just sit there. And pretty much under those circumstances, society would grind to a halt pretty quickly. I mean, really pretty quickly, And horrible things would ensue. But, I mean, these are just little hints they're dropping in about, we can, And as he points out in the video, look, a lot of people who buy plug-in hybrids, sometimes it's for tax reasons in a business or whatever else, blah, blah, blah. But because of infrastructure, they've never got either the time or a place to charge. So they buy or lease or whatever with their plug-in hybrid, but it's more about incentives based on lower tax bands and, various other things, taxation-wise. But to incentivize, imagine you buy a car of a company and a company dictates how you bloody well use it. And they can come up with all the pish in the world. Well, look, we're only third parties. You bought it from us. It's ultimately government. But ultimately, this apparently is the head of BMW at the moment, suggesting this. The same company, they said, hey, we can inbuild systems that are already there and then charge you per month to use it, like heated seats. I mean, there is no end to the level of control, and the money is never enough. And I would love to talk more about what I'm seeing as regards cars, especially lately. And this, honestly, they're selling data onto third parties, insurance companies, all the rest, etc., and they wonder why all of a sudden our insurance has gone through the bloody roof. None of this should be should not be a thing. You should not have to, every time you start a bloody car, to go into an info screen that says, do you accept? You know, the apathy in the many, because they've been programmed over the years about apps. Do you accept? Yes or no? Well, they don't get the apps, or yes. And people are sleepwalking into a technocracy that has no ends, no limits, none. None. And just because I guess there's still people out there not getting this, and you could say this is unrelated, and I'll be doing another vid on this. World braces for Generation 3 hantavirus cases. Experts warn we're days from cruise passengers passing on virus, with possible first case reported in France already. Yeah. And getting back to that, just say, oh, well, we had to stop the spread with all means necessary. You haven't done an EMP thing, so you haven't destroyed your own infrastructure or electronics technology, but with a code, you could stop all vehicles in a given area. Well, there's no end to where this goes. But even in the, like Daily Mail, what would worry you most about the MV Honduras outbreak? Possible new infections on land? Passengers travelling before testing, which ties back into promotion of digital IDs. Symptoms appearing weeks later. So let's click on any one of them. I'll close my eyes. So, and that data is going elsewhere. Of course it is. Of course it is. Still, most people don't see the common connections in a bigger picture. And I'll speak to you soon.